Hello, I'm Russell Brand, host of the Trews. Trews is true news. The news, if it were true, this is the truth. Subscribe here to receive Trews broadcast directly into your consciousness, in and out of your consciousness on a daily basis, interrupting your day. Today, we report to you from inside David Bowie's silver sofa. That's where we are now. And we're gonna, in a way, aren't we all immigrants from another dimension? In that, we used to be an egg and some sperm. No, we're not. Some of us are from England.
The outgoing European Commission President has told British Prime Minister David Cameron he risks making a historic mistake if he pursues an anti-immigration agenda designed to please domestic voters.
You might think, David Cameron, I don't like him. He looks like someone left some custard, it formed a skin, then that skin came alive and went to Eton. Let's have a look how he is kowtowing to UKIP by seeing if he can scrape lower than the bottom of a barrel. Morning all. Don't act like you're a person. Morning all, morning all. Oh God, I'm trying to be normal. Just be posh, alright? We'll talk normal. Do your posh talking.
It's not just that I think it's worth one last go at trying to get a better relationship with Europe, and I think it is worth one last go. I'm not happy with the way it works at the moment.
You see lately how he's trying to talk to us like in emotional terms. Do you remember when he was up there trying to blag the poor Scottish folk like it's like a marriage. We love you, I'll be heartbroken. Now it's like, you stop talking in terms of relationship. This is obviously a new thing emerging in politics, isn't it? They're trying to talk to us using emotional language. Like, why don't they just come out and go, all right, you obviously all like UKIP. I can't be like Nigel Farage, even though Nigel Farage is another rich former banker, public school educated, funded by a millionaire politician the same as me. He seems a bit less like a custard skin android, so he's doing better.
We need to get back, frankly, to what we told we were going to join in the first place, a common market. And that's why I'm very passionate about getting Britain out of what's called ever closer union. We didn't ever really want to sign up to ever closer union.
Yeah, they call it ever closer union, but you and I know what they mean. I went to Eton. This is bumming.
We want access to Europe's markets. We want a say over how those markets work. But we do not want a European army or a European flag or a European country. We live in a country called Britain.
We live in a country called Britain. I think it's called, is it? It's called Britain. I think I'm quite passionate about this, actually. Is this how we do passion? Is this passion? It's coming across really well, Dave.
London's Times newspaper said Cameron wanted to cap the number of low-skilled migrants from within the EU who could register to work in the United Kingdom.
Here's some actual things that David Cameron wants. He has committed himself to renegotiating the terms of Britain's membership in a bid to persuade Eurosceptics to stay in the EU and, of course, to appeal to UKIP voters. Like, don't you think that you want leaders to actually deal with us in a truthful and honest way? Like, UKIP is getting some traction because there's this sort of climate of fear and hysteria around Europe and immigration. But the actual reason that the media are biased against the EU is that the EU is a powerful enough body to oppose corporate power. That is why Rupert Murdoch's papers and Rothmier's paper, the Daily Mail, rich corporate institutions, these media are rich corporate institutions. They don't want us having further ties with Europe, not because of immigration. They don't care about immigration. What do they care about immigration? They don't affect their rich people's lives. No, they don't want the EU's capacity for opposing corporate power to rein in their business interests. That is the true news.
Crucially, we need to get some changes on one of the very big issues in British politics today, which is immigration.
Here's some facts from Mona Chalabi, Mona Chalabi, I hope I got your name right, mate. A Home Office report last year suggested we could lose $3.8 billion a year if immigration were halted altogether. Evil and illegal immigration can sometimes be desirable from a purely economic perspective, as the state of Georgia found out in 2012 when it implemented a blunt new immigration law. Farmers in the US state had to watch crops rot as labour shortages resulted in losses totalling $140 million. That's just one fact that demonstrates that the argument around immigration is being used emotively, not factually. Youth unemployment. Using statistics from the Labour Force surveys, the LSE Centre for Economic Performance found that changes in immigration had virtually no effect on youth unemployment. Oh no, so that's another fact. The recent European Commission report, immigrants from EU countries to Britain paid more tax than they received in benefits. Why don't you like immigrants? They're claiming too many benefits. Yeah, but the thing is, they paid more tax than they received in benefits. I don't like they come over here, they steal our resources and they go back to their own countries, like the Polish plumbers and builders. Yeah, but the thing is, trade between the UK and Poland has grown significantly since 2005, indicating that many Poles who returned home have used their UK business ties to help increase bilateral trade between the two nations. They're not the problem. The problem is, just to recalibrate, big corporations are taking all the money and power to a degree where our elected governments can't do anything about it. Ed Miliband of the Labour Party, he'll do basically the same things as David Cameron. They'll all do basically the same things. So we have to oppose corporate power directly. We have to ignore mainstream media. We have to organise on a local level. We have to show these people that we are above them, that we are beyond them.
People, I think, recognise, as I just said earlier, Britain is an open, tolerant, trading country. But immigration in recent years has been too high.
That's too high. There's too many people coming here, paying more taxes than they're taking out in benefits. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. Do you think we can get somewhere telling each other the truth, being honest with one another, do you think? Or do you think it is just best that we lie to each other, trick each other, blag each other, appeal to the lowest, ugliest aspects of our nature? I went to a place where illegal asylum seekers or whatever, ones that ain't been legitimised yet, were like getting food. They're living in hell. They've come from hell. They're living in hell. They're not the problem. They've not got loads of money and power. Look where the money and power is. That's the problem.
We'll be setting out all of our plans in due course, but we've already taken a lot of action, closing down bogus colleges.
We've been pretty mean. We closed down a bogus college. I was at college yesterday. I'd done science, PE, loads of stuff. I joined the basketball team. Then, come 5 o'clock, they went, "This ain't even really college. You should have been here. This is a Greg's Bakers." I went, "Oh, you snides."
Making sure people can't come and access benefits immediately, making sure that we're tougher on people who are here illegally and send them home.
Don't actually say send them home. Did he just say send them home, send them back to where they bloody well came from? David Cameron, you maniac, you actual maniac. We can't have him in charge.
Inside the EU, we've already said new countries that join the EU shouldn't have automatic access to Britain. That's important.
Look and check this. An end to unnecessary interference from the European Convention on Human Rights. Yeah! Stop demanding human rights. Are you a human? Yeah, absolutely. Do you want rights? Yeah. Human rights will almost certainly affect you. Now, obviously, we don't want some centralised authority, some great big European superstate controlling us, but it would be nice to have a guiding code. It would be nice to have freedom. It would be nice to have an ideology that opposes corporate power and gives us freedom and humanity. I'm not sure that the EU is that. I am sure he ain't, though.
We said that it's time to crack down on access to our benefit system. We've done that, and that is important.
Don't be distracted by that, man. Don't be distracted by that phony argument. If you're a person who's not working at the moment, like, "Oh, I'm a labourer and I can't get work because of immigrants," like that, there's not a direct corollary. It's not like immigrants are stealing your job. That's a really narrow aspect of the argument. Really what we need is a thriving, healthy economy that distributes money, that creates more work, shares wealth, instead of an economy that's predicated on increasing the wealth of the rich. It's important that you, those that feel that you're most directly affected by immigration, turn your gaze in the right direction. The reason that the Murdoch press and big business want less involvement in the EU is because it's one of the few institutions that can oppose corporate power. That's very important. Don't think the immigrants are taking your jobs and money. They give more tax than they receive in benefits. That's just a fact. And the real power is beyond that distraction. It's corporate power, it's political power. That's what needs to be opposed and confronted. Do you know it's possible to shut down and dismantle corporations? That's a policy. That's an idea. Dismantle corporations, revoke their charters, collectivise them, give them to the people that work there. That's a policy that will work. That is true news. That is some Trews. Subscribe here. Subscribe to Trews here.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.